All right. Hello and welcome. I am here with Golden Sierra Job Training Agency, and we are the host of both of these virtual job fairs. I'm not sure which one you're attending, but we're going to go over the general process from start to finish and let you know a little bit more about who we are and why we're hosting these events to assist you. Throughout this session, I will go through the process of setting up your profile so that it not only helps you search for your next position, but also allows employers to recruit you, making your job search just a little bit easier. But first, I wanted to share a little bit more about Golden Sierra and the America's Job Center of California Network. We have a range of no cost employment and training services available for both employers and job seekers on your search. Golden Sierra is the assigned AJCC for Placer, El Dorado, and Alpine counties. So if you are not in one of these three counties, please visit careeronestop.org, click on the Find Local Help dropdown, and then enter your zip code to find the center closest to you. Golden Sierra, as I mentioned, is assigned these three counties, and we do have an in-person job center that is open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with no appointment necessary and an open door policy, as well as Wednesdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can stop by the Job Center just off Douglas and North Sunrise to use the job search computers, apply for jobs, apply for unemployment insurance, take typing tests, and more. Golden Sierra is a no-cost resource because we are funded by the Department of Labor to implement the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA program, and are tasked with building the workforce through these grant programs. We do this through 3 levels of service. Our level 1 or basic career services are self-directed and available to anyone. This includes the Career Center, access to local workshops, job openings, and hiring events like these, typing tutorials, proficiency exams, and career assessments. A little bit later, I'll share the best way for you to get connected with our team and how to sign up for our e-blast as well. In order to qualify for these next 2 services, you will have to meet a certain eligibility criteria, but if you are interested, please let me know. Our level 2 services, our individualized career services, are a bit more of a hands-on approach to those self-directed services, including career counseling and assessments, resume development, job search assistance, application assistance, and one of our most popular interview preparation. And then finally, our level 3 services are our training services, and these include our on-the-job training, which provides a wage reimbursement to employers to help offset the costs associated with training newly hired employees without experience otherwise in that field. Employers can receive up to 50% of your wage in order to give you a chance at a new career. Then we have our paid work experience internships, which allow young adults the opportunity to gain valuable work world exposure from passionate industry leaders in our area. And lastly, we have our vocational and occupational skills training, providing a pathway to help you achieve those career goals. As part of our level 3 services, this includes the opportunity to upgrade your skills and train for a new career, which may allow you to qualify for financial assistance to cover some or all of the costs. And if you're currently receiving unemployment benefits, you can still receive those while you're going to training. And then we also have specialized programs for our out-of-school youth. If you are between the ages of 16 and 24 and not attending school, we would love to help you plan for the future and improve your employability. We can help you get your GED or a diploma with career certifications, occupational licenses, and advanced training to improve your job-related skills using the work experience program that I mentioned earlier, which allows you the time to learn more about a career while you get paid and work. As part of our self-directed or basic career services, we invite you to check out upcoming workshops throughout our region at goldensierra.com/calendar. We also host orientation workshops twice a month to help support those out of work and answer questions about these services that I'm mentioning today. A little bit more in detail though. Additionally, Golden Sierra has partnered with Metrics Learning to offer job skills trainings for employers, employees, and job seekers alike that want to brush up on skills before getting back to work. There are over 5,000 courses available to you at no cost. And lastly, as I mentioned before, we would invite you to stay connected with all that Golden Sierra has to offer. Are you interested in any of these services that I just mentioned? The best first step is to complete an online interest form at goldensierra.com/get-started. And don't forget to sign up for our e-blast. We send every Monday about 16 local job offerings, currently hiring and connecting you with the additional events that are happening throughout the community, like job fairs and workshops. Just enter your information in the blue box that pops up on our website, and you will receive these job leads each week right to your inbox, keeping you ahead of the job search crowd. If you'd like to see this week's job leads, go to goldensierra.com/local-job-openings, and they're all right there for you. And of course, stay connected by finding us on social media. Look for us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, whether you are looking for your first job, a new job, making a career change, adding a skill, or going back to school, we are here to help. Now for our official walkthrough of our premier virtual job fair site. This is meant to prep you for your job fair, and we have 2 different job fairs on this call. So keep in mind, if I address something that doesn't apply to you, you can just ignore that for right now. Now, let's walk through the platform. First, you want to make sure that you get to one of these 2 registration windows. A link should have been provided to you that allows you to see one of the 2 screens. The welcome screen has 2 options, an attendee and an organization. Make sure that you select the attendee button if you plan to attend and look for a job fair. The organization button is for our employers that will be hiring at the event, so you don't want to click that button. And then you clicked continue, which will take you to the screen that everyone else might have gotten already, which is our welcome screen. And this will take you to all of the attendee information that is provided for your job fair, including a little bit more about the event, an event schedule, and when early access will open. Keep in mind that at all of these menu options, there is an accessibility menu button, which allows you several features to help you be successful during this event. Once you click on the Register for Event button, you will be taken to a pop-up. Through this pop-up, it is about 5 steps, and you will want to complete as many of those steps during registration as you can. Some are required, and you will need to complete those tasks before moving to the next screen. And then some you can come back and edit later, which I will show you in a bit how to do that. But make sure you get all the way to the end, and then you will see registered to event instead of registered for event. We want to make sure that you complete your registration so that you don't land in the abyss of half applying for the job fair. While it doesn't cost, we do need you to complete the registration entirely in order to access the event. If you do not see the registered button, if it still is blue and says registered for event, that means that you did not complete the registration. When you are finished registering for the event, it will say registered for event, and that will be green, and the wording will be green. If you don't see that, make sure that you click on register for event and go through that pop-up box again. It should save your information, making it a little bit easier if you missed a step, but make sure again that you get to that complete registration button. After logging in, This is a little bit more of what it looks like on that screen too. If you access the site, if you've already registered and you come back to app.premiervirtual.com, you will see a login screen that says sign in, and you will need to put in your email address and password that you use to register in order to access all of the information that you put in. You also are able to do that from the login button, which is in the top right hand corner of the screen. Once you have successfully registered and completed that widget, which I think is where a lot of you are at this point, we want to make sure that you know how to get help and how to edit your profile. On the dashboard, you should see your event listed here. It will say ongoing event or upcoming event, depending on if you are in early access already or not. But you should see it right there, and then you can access the lobby once it turns blue. If you are part of the Pathways event, it is still gray until next Tuesday, but if you are part of our Tahoe area job fair, that you have access actually right now in order to go into the lobby. And what is the lobby? The lobby is a place for you to explore the different employers. They are not live chatting yet, but you are able to go in, view their job openings, look at their About Us, see any custom links that they have provided, including some social media sites, so you can go follow them for more updates, all of that. But let's get back to this. So once you log back in, and you're able to find your event, there's also a menu on the left hand side of the screen that has a help center. If you get stuck at any point throughout your event, you do have access to help from our Premier Virtual team through that help ? Logo. Now let's go over setting up your profile so that employers can find you and make your job search even easier. When you are on that menu, you want to click the My Profile, which is like a gear wheel, and make sure that you get to the My Profile, then Edit Profile. You can see the blue button on the top right corner that says Edit Profile. That's going to allow you access to any information that you have put in to change it or update it or make sure it's even more complete. And then I do want to point out that there is a bio section, which is not part of the pop-up that when you register. So this is a great space for you to tell employers exactly who you are, what you offer as an employee, and perhaps what you are looking for as far as employment. Keep this very brief, but it's like your elevator pitch. So if you were meeting an employer at a networking event, this is a couple of sentences that tell them who you are and why they should come talk to you. And then, of course, we encourage you to upload a professional looking photo. Typically that's going to be from the shoulders up, and it will need to be a JPEG or PNG file in order to be to work with our platform. And also, if you haven't added your experience already, this is a great way for a recruiter to learn more about your past job experiences. All you do is select the edit button to add your skills. This becomes extra important because recruiters can search for skills and invite you to their booth, making it easier for you to find the positions that you are qualified for. And then once you clicked edit, you will see all types of industry experience and categories or lists of certifications. Each category has another layer with more specific skills. We suggest highlighting 10 of your strongest skills and then click confirm so that they save into your profile. We do also suggest that you add at least one resume so that it is easy for you to apply for positions within the platform. But you can add as many as you'd like, as well as cover letters that you can share with employers. Just if you want to customize a resume, this is a great way to do that. Using the early access time to see exactly what an employer is looking for, and then customizing a resume for that position is going to make you shine when it comes to the employers looking at you at this event. Once you are in the lobby, which you can use that access lobby button that I mentioned earlier from your dashboard or the all events page, but you will see all of these different categories. These are for the Tahoe Job Fair. So you can see that there's an all employer booth, or you can search by industry, all different kinds of things. And then you can also find the Golden Sierra team. We offer assistance in a variety of ways, which I talked about a little bit earlier in this call. But if you have questions, I will also be in our virtual booth ready to come talk to you. And then, of course, by selecting the all employer booths, you'll see every company and department that is registered, their job openings, all of that. There's even a search function that allows you to search by industry, job title, location, and salary. We do encourage you to look through the job titles or job postings thoroughly to make sure that you are qualified before you do apply for those jobs. And just so you know, especially for our pathways, your categories, because it's state employment, you're going to have to apply externally, officially, but you can definitely connect with the recruiters, find out tips and tricks to the application process, what they're looking for, all kinds of different helps. And additionally to the pathways, we do offer LEAP certification, general information about DOR, and ASL interpreting for you to use as needed. Sorry, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so pardon my congestion. Now let's talk a little bit about our chat messages. This platform does function chat forward, although it does have a video option. We do encourage you to start with a chat, and then if it is going well, a hiring manager will invite you to a video if they choose to. If it is, some of them prefer the chat and will stick with that throughout the event, but they do have the option to go to chat, which works really well for these events when you need to do a group chat, say for that ASL interpreter to join you. The best part about the chat feature is that this chat bar to the right will follow you no matter what booth you are in, so that you can keep talking to an employer while you're looking and reviewing a different one for their job openings, or even applying and dropping resumes for other jobs. You can keep continually talking to those employers. I do want to offer a tip. When you receive an invitation to a chat, don't ignore it or take too long to respond. Think of it if you were at an in-person job fair, you wouldn't stand at a booth and not address someone that is talking to you. So this is also true for the virtual space, and you do want to make it a conversation even though it is in the chat window. Now, just a heads up, if you happen to be using a smart device, the chat will minimize on the right-hand side of your screen. So you want to listen for a notification and then open that side panel so that you don't miss different outreaches from the employers. As I mentioned, recruiters also have the option to invite you to a video chat, which you can accept or deny, although I do suggest that if you are invited to camera and able to go, that you are ready and prepared to be on camera, meaning that you are dressed professionally, and then you will have to accept the usage of the camera and mic for it to work. If you decline for any reason, they will not be able to send you video chats until you edit those in your settings menu. You may also receive a pop-up notification from an employer to ask you to join a video chat. This recruiter has reviewed your profile and your experiences and has decided that they want to connect with you as soon as you are able. You can immediately join that video call by clicking the join button, or you can dismiss that if you are not interested in speaking with them. I don't encourage that. I encourage you to make the connections with that individual and then let them know that that is not who you want. Like on video, tell them that they may not be the best fit for you, but again, it's all about relationships with these job hunt. You use this as a networking opportunity. Now let's go back a little bit to those job postings that I mentioned. You will see a list of openings provided by each company within their booth. And again, with the civil service positions like State of California jobs, you do have to apply externally to officially complete your application. However, if you do drop a resume, they will know that you are interested and they can follow up with you after the event as well. Whether applying in the platform or externally, review the job description carefully to make sure you meet those qualifications and would like to work in the position. When reviewing booths, you can make notes to yourself and rank each company. We suggest taking notes with who you spoke to, where the conversation left off, anything that's going to help you remember the conversation and specifics about that. This can help you with follow-up notes, or just because you're talking to a lot of different recruiters at once, it'll help you keep them all straight. And the best part is the only people that can see this are you and you. So if you leave yourself a note, I can't see that, the employer can't see that. It is just for you and your tracking. Which brings me to the My Journey section. This is where you want to go after your event concludes. The My Journey section tracks every part of the event that you were in and assists you with follow-up once the event is over. You'll find all of those notes that you left, as well as some chat transcripts if you didn't happen to take a note. You can see which booths you visited, all kinds of different information, and you just access that just like the Access booth button. You will have a My Journey section. I'm sorry, Access Lobby button. You will have a button that says My Journey after the event. And then I did want to offer a few tips just from me personally. These are best practices for any virtual job fair, and this one happens to be before your job fair. We don't want you to walk into a virtual job fair with zero preparation, so these things will help you get yourself set up for success. And of course, most of you have done step one, register ahead of time. This will allow you the time to set up your profile exactly how you want it to look so the employers can come find you. And then during early access, we highly suggest you researching the employers. Review their booth, look at all of their information and their job openings, and even create a targeted resume if you are able. And that brings me to prepare your resume. Make sure that you have at least one resume uploaded into your profile before the start of your event, making it so much easier to apply for an open position the day. So let's say you're talking to an employer, you've got a resume ready to give them right then. And then of course, practice your pitch. Have a few quick pieces of information. Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm currently looking for a position in retail. And why are you interested in a company? What is your previous work that is relevant to this position that you're interested in? All of those things you can prep just like you would for an interview. You want to make sure that you have some quick references available to you, making it a little bit faster when you're talking to the employers and just creating a value on your time. And then last but not least, we want you to check your tech. If you are not sure you can go to video, feel free to stop by the Golden Sierra booth just before the start of your event, and I will work with you to make sure that your IT dress rehearsal is ready for you to meet with an employer. And again, you can use those training videos to help you as well from the dashboard of your profile. Now, during your virtual job fair, we want to make sure that you are dressed professionally in case you do go to video. We want to make sure that you're distraction free. So if you have a quiet location or you can have headphones on, that's going to be your ideal setup. And then be ready to engage. As I mentioned, you want to talk to these employers. Don't ignore the conversation because that risks them you leaving a bad impression for that recruiter, and they're going to think you're not serious about your job search. And then we want to make sure you're using professional business communication when you're talking to the employers. They are here to help you and assist you in your job search. So we want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. And then lastly, we encourage you, as I mentioned, to use the My Journey section to document your next steps. Make sure that you know what you need to do, where your follow-up is, what the name of the person that you chatted with, and even potentially get their contact information during the event, which is a really great way to connect with local recruiters, and get their information. They're usually very helpful. And then one of my tips is after your career fair, you definitely want to take the time to celebrate a job well done. Sometimes that's a nice walk outside when the weather is beautiful, like today, or maybe a scoop of ice cream if that's your treat. Whatever it is, something to help you celebrate a job well done. And then, of course, we want to encourage you to send thank you notes or messages depending on which contact information you get from someone. Or if you can find them on LinkedIn, we definitely encourage you to reach out and connect with them there. With that, I will say thank you for your time and I will go to questions. This is my contact information up on the screen. Feel free to reach out if anything comes up, and then I'm going to address the questions in the chat one by one now. Thank you so much for your attentiveness. Yes, I have a question. Will we have access to the presentation after today? I'm going to send you an email with the recording from today. I just need a few hours to get it uploaded, and then you'll get an email from me prior to your event. Depending on each event that you can upload, the question is how much time before the event will we have be able to review openings and customize resumes. If you are part of the Tahoe job fair, they elected to have it open starting yesterday. So you already can go through all of the jobs for the Lake Tahoe area. But if you are part of the Pathways, that will open on Tuesday. I want to say it's at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. But if you look at your main attendee window, it will have a schedule and you will look for the time for early access at each event, and that will tell you exactly what time it will open. The list of employers is open at that same time during early access. So you will have access to each employer and department on Tuesday at 10 a.m. And that was my last question in the chat. Is there anyone else that has a question? Feel free to pop. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording, and then we can open it up for general questions.